Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Angry Cast and Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition. How y'all doing? You're getting a voiceover on this episode. I think the last one I did, we didn't get very far. We were trying to find dog meat, and dog meat didn't happen. We were in the junkyard or whatever, the waste. I don't know. It was not the waste. It was like the junkyard, I think, scrapyard, whatever. And he didn't show up, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that if we didn't already. I think I'm going to just do that while I'm recording this voiceover. As if you didn't know already, if you're not watching Fallout Shelter or haven't watched anything else, about 3 weeks ago, Megan. Well, let me back it up a little bit more than that. About 3 weeks ago, our dog Haley, she's a 16-year-old senior dog, love her to death. She's salt of the earth dog, most wonderful dog I've ever known. Next to her, her sister Peppy, who is no longer with us. She had a case of cellulitis in her leg and couldn't walk for about a week. We had to keep her on a bed, just with antibiotics and just not putting any weight on because it was her front driver's side. And during that time, Megan was staying up with her at night because the easiest place to put her was in the living room on a smaller bed than in our bedroom, which has a higher bed that she would fall off of if she tried to get up and can't walk. So we figured she would just not go very far if she was on lower to the ground. And she had an accident in the night. Megan switching out the blankets and pee pads for her and slipped and fell and broke both her ulna and her radius bone in her right arm. It was luckily non-displaced, which meant it was all in place. It just had the fracture. So they didn't even put a cast on it. She just has one of those braces that look like they came out of a Best Buy security department. It's got like these little wires that you have to like wind up at the top like a dial, like it's like a pop socket on your phone, and it tightens everything up, these two pieces together. So I've been kind of burning the candle at every end by helping her out with simple things like undoing a jar and taking care of the dog and staying up on the couch with the dog because she still has some trouble walking. She's fine, by the way. She just still has some trouble walking and getting up and going out in the middle of the night. And since Megan can't take her, it'd be easier for me to carry her from the living room to the front door than it is from the bedroom to the front door. So that's my problem to deal with. But it's been keeping me from being able to record on a regular basis and do the voiceovers because the only time I can play is when everybody's asleep and I can't be doing this loud talking, banging around shit while everybody's sleeping. So I do these voiceovers on my phone while I'm driving to and from work. And then I apply them later. Now that I've wasted 3 minutes of time talking about that, what the hell are we doing here in Fallout 3? We are. I know. I want to give you kind of an update on where we're heading with this stuff. The way it stands right now, our main part of the quest has to involve us going to find our dad, which is going to take us to Tranquility Lane. Which is, of course, if y'all know Fallout 3, the source of the music at the end of the episodes. That's the Tranquility Lane theme. Gotta love it. It's hilarious to me. But we're going to be doing that here soon. I don't know when we're going to do it just yet. I do want to have that. I do want to record that. I don't want to have this voiceover stuff happening on it. So, I'll figure that out. But other than that, we're still cleaning up stuff everywhere else. We've got side quests that are just little things that we haven't discovered yet, and we're just still kind of like opening up the map some more. But it's getting kind of this rut where I can't really give you a great product in 20 minutes without really cutting down the episodes or extending like a simple location like Mama Dolce's over like 2 or 3 episodes because of my 20-minute rule with the way I have to record because of the limitations on my free stuff that I use to edit stuff, edit the videos. So I don't want to like short you on that, and I'm also in a crunch because I don't have the backlog of episodes I did when I first started. When I first started playing Fallout 3, I had like 10 episodes in the can, which is like 10 weeks worth of episodes before I even launched the first one, because that initial like premiere commercial teaser trailer, if you will, of me playing Fallout 3 was called together from like the first 10 episodes. So that's not, something that will, be great if I don't have that backlog. And I burned through that backlog because I took 6 months worth of videos, put them up, and then put the game down for a while. And then once I hit that 6-month mark, I was like, oh crap, I need more. And then I had to get back on the horse and record. But I was doing other things, and work was in the way, and we're getting back into on being on the office. And then, of course, we run into this issue that I have right now. In fact, I'm going to have to pause this recording in a little bit because I just looked at my gas tank. I'm going to run out of gas before I get to my work. So we're going to take a little break, get some gas, and then we're going to probably, get back into me talking about absolutely nothing for the next probably 10 minutes. That in the background, hopefully I'm doing some fun stuff, some cool stuff. I don't know what it's going to be. That being said, we do still have all the bobbleheads that are left out there that are from locations that we haven't reached yet or are part of another quest, including going to Raven Rock, which is where one of the bobbleheads are, but that's part of the main quest line that gets you there. And that involves getting to the point where you have, I think, the FEV at some point. So I don't know, or the GEC or whatever. And then that takes you back to the Jefferson Memorial. So there's going to be some time where I'm going to have to just find a moment to record and do all that without having to do these voiceovers. But for now, I'd like to lay out what the strategy is going forward. I don't have one. No, I really don't have one. It's just this idea that we want to do the main quest, but all the side quests as well. And I've pretty much nailed all the more important side quests. The only thing I haven't done yet is Little Lamplight, and I think the Slaver one. That's the two main ones I do want to get in under my belt, and also the Fort Constantine one, because that's going to get me another power armor. And that'll also get me to the point where I can wear power armor, which then will just push us towards going to the end of this road down to the Liberty Prime, heading off and destroying everybody. And then we can do all the DLC, which, well, you're looking at like 3 years for this shit. I mean, how long did we play Skyrim? How long did I play Skyrim? I played Skyrim off and on over the course of 6 years. But it was 200 episodes, and I think we're at, 68, 69, something like that? There's still a lot of life left in this game, and I don't know if there's a lot of life left in this series, but I'm going to keep trying. Because I do have Fallout New Vegas to get through as well, and I have that. I haven't started yet, and I'm not even going to start that until I'm done with at least the vanilla. But I'm going to try to keep moving forward with this, and then take a break between vanilla and the DLC like I did with Skyrim. We'll call that Season 2 if we want to call something. But for now, I'm going to continue to do all I can to open up the map more, get all the stuff, get all the things, find all the stuff. We have to find all... yeah, that's the other thing I want to do. I want to spend some time and find all the special weapons and special outfits, so we can have those, because I'm a completionist. I want to have that stuff. And that will be... I've got a few of them already, and I don't know that I've gone through and marked them as a quest idea, or like hey, here's the sword, or here's the the Merv, or whatever else. I think we just did them. So this isn't going to be a case of a tutorial of where things are. We just do. Okay, I gotta take a small break so I can get my gas in my car so I don't break down on the side of the road. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, crisis averted. We are back on the road, and I got a full tank of gas. Yay. Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring up... we had talked about me going after dog meat. I want to get dog meat for the interim, because I've never really... Except in Fallout 4. Fallout 4, dog meat was my gal, my companion there. But in Fallout 3, I tend to not use dog meat because of... it's just a selfish thing. It's like dog meat can die, and I don't want dog meat to die. Also, I absolutely love Fox. Fox is awesome, and I want to be able to have Fox as a companion going into the end of the game, because he's the one guy, and I think he can help me. And I forget how it ends. I really do forget how it ends. It's been so long since I played the ending. I think he survives. Pretty sure he survives the ending. Spoiler alert. But there's a kid standing up on a school bus. What the hell? Sorry. I got distracted. But there is a, at the end when you go to the Jefferson Memorial and you have the choice of injecting the water with, I think it's the GEC or the FEV or whatever to fix things, you either send your, you either go in and you die, or you send in Fox, who could survive it. And I like that ending, and I'm going to stick with that ending. So I'm going to have him be the guy that has to go do it, because why not? I love that. And I don't know, I'm always one of these guys that when I'm playing like Fallout 3 or Skyrim or anything like that, I always tend to, since I've beaten the game, I always go back and say, well, what's the better ending? What's the better solution for this quest or this, this dialogue tree or decision tree to find out? And it's, whatever gets you the most points, gets the most karma, that kind of stuff. Because again, I'm a completionist and I want to do the best in the game and all that other stuff, and that's just me. But I agree, it's not going to be like a situation where well, you're not experiencing the game the way it's meant to be played. You're supposed to discover these things, not look them up. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I'm recording for content. I'm not just out playing and sitting on my ass and playing the video game and saying, well, I got 3 hours to do absolutely nothing but wander around and make good decisions, or just try to figure out what those decisions are. I'm putting out a video that's got 20 minutes that's supposed to be something compelling, and for me to sit there and flip a coin or redo a decision because I'm not sure how it's going to reflect on my karma, yeah, screw that. I beat the game before. We're doing it a different way. Y'all don't remember, you all don't know this, but growing up, we didn't have the internet. Well, y'all didn't know. I keep telling you over and over again that we never had the internet. Now, but what you all don't know is that when we didn't have things like game FAQs or YouTube or things to show us how to beat levels or bosses or anything like that, we had to figure it out ourselves, or we looked like Nintendo Power Magazine to get that information. But there were a group of games under the banner of Infocom and Activision, which were like, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Zork and all that. And in the 70s and 80s, when we didn't have such advancements in technology, we had these little books. And these books were like how do I beat the Gru? How do I beat this? How do I get to that? How do I get Lamp? And then below that question on the page was a box with nothing in it, but they gave you a highlighter to go with this book. And it's like, if you really wanted to know the question or the answer to the question, you would take the highlighter and use it on the box, and it was like hidden ink, this invisible ink, and when you highlighted it, it showed the answer. So you could reveal what you wanted to and not be spoiled elsewhere. Me as a kid, though, a friend of our family's lent me the book for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And understand, I was like 10, 11 years old and didn't have a concept of some people's property, of OPP. And I just highlighted the whole damn thing, and he kind of was a little bit upset that I did that, but you gave me the book and the highlighter, dude. What do you expect me to do with it? So, I ruined his thing, but hey, he was an adult. But then again, we didn't have access to getting reproductions of those things, so he couldn't go buy it again. I don't even know if I have it anywhere. I think it might be in a Foot Locker somewhere in my garage. I should go dig it out. That'd be awesome. But yeah, it's like we had these little books that had the ability to provide us with the answers by using a highlighter to decode the invisible ink. And that's how we found out how to get through a game if we didn't have a group of people that we could talk to back and forth, either on the phone or get parties together where we would play these games and go through and try everything. Now, when I got to college, the internet was just starting to come online that we know it as today, being available for everybody. And so we still didn't have the resources that we do now to get answers to those types of questions. But there was a game called Kingsfield, which is from Square, I think, or I forget the name of the actual company. They got another set of games out now which are pretty good, I hear. But this one was like an RPG, first person, polygon, graphics for the PlayStation 1. A really epic game, awesome game. I'd love to play it for y'all and record it because it's totally cool. I'd have to do it on an emulator or figure out a capture card for a PlayStation. I don't know how to do it just yet. But it's the way we set it up was there was 3 of us, and this is how old gamers did it, man. This is how the old gamers did it when you didn't know anything. We sat there, my friend, 2 of my friends, the one who owned the PlayStation, we would go down to his dorm room, and his TV was sitting perpendicular from his bed, because dorm rooms weren't all that big. And we would sit in a row on the bed with our back up against the wall, facing the TV, feet dangling off the bed. He sat in the middle with the controller, the guy who owned it. He sat in the control. He was the control guy. My other buddy, we were all theater majors at the time, so we're all geeks and nerds. He sat on one side with a notebook and made maps and took notes on important things that we had to figure out later on, because you didn't have anything. You had no instructions on this game. And then I sat on the other side of my friend with the controller, and I was like, logic and puzzle solving. That was my job. I was, he was Captain Kirk in the middle. You had Sulu or maybe he was Sulu. I don't know how you want to call it. My friend on the other end was, he was probably Sulu. And I was, Spock. And that's how we played the game. We just sat there and like, okay, wait, we got to go back over here and go this way, and you can find that. And I said, okay, and then how do we got a bow, and it's like, how do we figure out a bow? We didn't know how to make a bow work. We would sit there and we would, knock the bow, and it would just fire right in front of us, and we'd lose an arrow. I'm like, all right, this is stupid. So I said, what if you just held down that button that knocks it, and it actually drew the bow back and then let go? So it was like a strength. The longer you held it, the more...
Police reported ahead.
Yes, I hear that. The longer you held down the bow, it would, the farther it would go. So that was like my contribution, was solving puzzles and figuring out stupid shit that nobody else would think of, because I'm kind of like that. I look at things a little bit differently than everybody. But that's how we played those games back then. And Fallout 3 is, we're in this realm of 2008, 2009 when Fallout 3 came out, that we had the internet available to us. Somebody went through and they did all that, and then within a year we had YouTube videos on how to do everything, and then we had game FAQs that gave us everything. We had all that stuff, or we just figured out that and then especially like the console commands to allow us to cheat basically. So yeah, that's how that would work. Okie dokie. Alright, I've done talked enough. I'm almost to work, and we will see you again next time. Hopefully I'll be able to record some stuff without having to do a voiceover. But until then, I want to thank y'all for watching and putting up with me in this time of, I don't know even what to call it. The struggle is real, but it's first world problems, really. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.